Yes, Professor, we are live now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Good morning. Am I audible to all? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome participants to Business Intelligence and Analytics course. I hope I'm visible a bit, but audible full.
Yes,
And is my screen also visible?
yes,
Okay, thank you very much. So once again, I want to welcome you to this course, which is offered online on Swayam platform. Through NPTEL, and I am sure you have gone through the course outline and also listened to the introductory videos for the week one. So in this live session, I am going to once again give you an overview of this course on some things which are not there in the videos, and also provide you some more guidelines on the course outline or the course layout, which is already described on Swayam platform. And also, many of you may have doubts about course materials, and that is a frequently asked question, an FAQ. So I will once again tell you about the course materials that are provided and also course materials which you have to acquire. So there are two categories. So, and then I would be happy to respond to any other questions which you didn't, of course, inform in advance, but you can ask me questions at the end. Okay. So that is the plan for this session. Okay. So this course is Business Intelligence and Analytics. This can also be titled as Data Mining and Business Intelligence. This can be also titled as Business Analytics. You can see the title here is not same as what your title is, but essentially contents are the same. Data mining is the technique, okay, the algorithm or the technique part of uh, generating insights from data. And business intelligence is that interface between a business domain or business and the outputs that you get from your data mining or analytics algorithms. Okay, so as you must be aware, business analytics is to solve the problems of business. Okay? It's not something that is intended to help you learn algorithms or statistics. They are on one side, but business is on the other side. So business intelligence is actually an interface or an intersection between the two, and it is purposeful. Okay? It is not. It's in other words, it's application of science, like sciences like statistics and computer science, on business to address the problems of business. So, since it is about business problems, it is important to know business and business problems and be able to describe business problems. And since it employs algorithms and statistical techniques, it's also important to be rooted, okay, on um, the basic sciences that are used in order to address the problem. So generally, I think as in the course I said somewhere, there are three pillars to sorry. Okay, you got it back. Okay, so there are three pillars. One is the um, science, like statistics, um, the computer science, maths, etc. That is one pillar. The other pillar is the business pillar. The business pillar, okay, that is domain knowledge or subject matter knowledge, or where do you apply this, so that business. Okay. And the third pillar is the technology. Technology is third pillar. So if you can put business analytics as this. Okay. Standing on three important foundations. One is of sciences like statistics, computer science, algorithms, etc. The science or the logic part of it. Okay. The business domain knowledge is the second important requirement to learn business analytics. You apply it somewhere. It could be, say, in say financial market or financial services or investment banking. So you need to know how those businesses function. Okay, so one is the functional knowledge, other is the specific knowledge about the problem and its nuances. Okay, and that is the second aspect. And third is, in order to apply algorithms and use data, you must also know and familiarize with those technologies. For example, databases is where, or data warehouse. Okay, uh, and then SQL if you are using structured data. Okay, uh, or the other tools. Okay, so we are going to use Python as a program or a library. Okay? Python programming is different from Python libraries, which we can readily use. So, Python, etc. These are uh, the technology which actually help you implement the algorithms or run the algorithms. Okay, fetch data and run the algorithms and get results. So you need a suite of technology, or what you call as infrastructure, technology infrastructure to solve problems using data. Okay, so therefore this course is basically intending to familiarize you on all three, but the focus would be on problems. Okay, so since it seeks to solve problems. Okay, so we will start with problems and then look at what is the methodology to address those problems, what are modeling techniques that you can use, and what kind of variables are required, etc., etc. So the starting point is, as you will see in this course, is business problem. So we discuss a short case of viscosity score, title viscosity score at AT&T long distance. It actually deals with the business problem in a telecommunication company, right? And when we were looking at that problem, we were starting with the problem, not an algorithm. Okay? So there are courses which actually trains you to become experts or to gain knowledge about algorithm design, algorithm testing, okay, or business statistics, etc. So they are all having a different scope. Okay, there may be connections or intersections between these courses, but the focus is different when it comes to business analytics. That is what I wanted to um, tell you in the beginning itself, so that you set the right expectation about the course. Okay, and that is important at the end. Otherwise, you would think, oh, this I thought it will be a programming course, but there was a lot of business talk. Or somebody else would think, I thought it was all about business, and there was a lot of programming in the course, and so on. Okay, so you see, we orchestrate all this purposefully, basically for solving business problems. Okay. All right. Yeah. So there is, why is business intelligence and analytics so much talked about today, or why there is a renewed interest on the field of analytics today? Okay, I discussed this in the course, but so I have introduced a new term here, namely datafication. You can see. Okay. Um, See, it is data and the ability to capture, store, and use data using technology or technology infrastructure. It's the growth of the infrastructure and data that is actually driving business analytics. Suppose um, this kind of data capture were not possible, there is no analytics. Okay, if there is no data, there's no analytics. Just like if there is no raw material, your manufacturing plant will not function, right? So data is the raw material, and datafication with digital technologies is a new phenomenon where more and more of the world is getting datafied. Okay? For example, if say 10 years back or 15 years back, if you're going for a dinner, you go and go to your favorite place to dine. But today you do a lot of search. Maybe you use Zomato and the search, and finally decide, book a table, go there, come back, and then you fill your feedback. In that process, do you realize that you are actually creating a lot of data? You're creating whatever you used to do in your mind earlier. So that is actually transferred to a digital media today, and it's getting stored. Your behavior, okay, it's getting captured continually through the so-called apps. Okay, so we have so many apps today. From this year onwards, in our institute, we use something called poll for attendance. So attendance is taken through an app. You're all Many of us are not very comfortable with this because it's not only students' attendance that is being captured by the institute, but it's also faculties. How do you take attendance every class? How many classes you miss to take attendance? What time of the class you take attendance? A lot of behavioral attributes, okay, are getting logged, okay, which can be used by the institute even to analyze the behavior of faculty. You see, the datafication is happening in so many different ways as we carry this device and walk around the world or go around the world. There is a footprint of you getting stored in databases, okay, and that phenomenon is datafication, and that is actually enabling analytics. Okay, so I guess many of you are having a sense of this, and we are actually data creators for the world. And I think this is the cover page of The Economist, which I have already discussed in the class. So what do these companies do? Okay, so for example, we asked the question, what is the business of Uber? Some people say Uber do transportation without having any transportation assets, okay? Or Tesla is in car manufacturing, but their cars are actually differentiated based on the sort of dashboard and this kind of diligence you get when you drive. So it is actually an intelligent car, okay, which get updated every morning. Okay? There's a new version of the car every morning. So all this is through analytics, okay, through data. Or look at Google. Google is making car. Google and Apple are manufacturing car today. So the idea of the automobile has changed from a mechanical device or a mechanical system to computer on the wheels, as they say today. Okay, so they are all experts in data. They are all experts in analytics. Okay, and that is driving a new era of technology, and it is also transforming different domains of business and technology. That is what you say. So that's what you see. So data is the common factor. Okay, so these are, in other sense, data factories or data refineries, you can see, as it is conceptualized. And I also have shown you this, the acquisitions or the valuation of companies which has expertise in data and data analytics capability. Okay, and this was also shared with you. And so basically, changes that is happening in three different areas, okay, that are driving business analytics. Okay, one is of course the processing power. Okay, and second is, you can see, storage, and third is bandwidth. Okay, you can see these three technologies and their growth and performance. Okay, and performance improvement has brought down the cost drastically down. You can see the cost of storage, cost of processing and cost of bandwidth has substantially fallen over the last few decades. Okay, if you look at this graphs, and that fall in cost um, has enabled business analytics, or the ability to store, transmit, and process. The ability to store, transmit, and process large volumes of data is the new phenomenon, okay, which is enabling business analytics. So that is the sum and substance of the era of business analytics. And the other favored term today is, of course, data science. Okay? Data science, a terminology originating from computer science. So data scientists are those who are familiar with algorithms and computer science, and those who also can understand business problems, okay, or problems of the world, and solve those problems using data and algorithms. Okay, so that is the new field of data science, and the demand for that is growing. Let me also give you some perspective which is not there in the lecture slides. So I have taken this from UNCTAD. Okay, you can actually go to the side and read the whole report of United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. UNCTAD report on digital technologies. Okay, published in 2019. Okay, so I have taken this. This graphics from that report, and you can again get another perspective of the driver for business analytics, which owe to data. Okay, so you can this graph, the first graph, actually see the volume of data, that is the volume of data traffic, how it has changed from 2002 to 2022. Give me a moment, please. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Yeah, so this slide help you understand how data has been growing in volume. So this is about how many gigabytes of data is being transmitted per second. Okay? And as of 2022, it was a projection in 2019, because the report was prepared in 2019. It shows 150,700 GB per second, which was 100 GB per second in 2002. So, of course, you can see 150,000 gigabytes is actually 150 terabytes. So there are different measures. I have shown that here. So that is the kind of data traffic that is actually happening on the internet. Okay, so that shows the extent of datafication, or the growth in the volume of data, and growth in the volume of data transmission. And that also explains to a large extent why data analytics, or big data analytics as we talk about today, has actually become a reality. Okay? So Datafication is about data creation or converting the traditional forms of life into data-based form of life. I just gave you an example of dining. We never used to create so much of data in eating, right? But today we create that. Okay, so look at any other sphere of life. Okay, and the graph also shows it's predominantly at individual level or consumer level that the data is created. That is the green part. Okay? But you can see that the business data, or I would say this is more conventional kind of structured data, okay, is also growing. Okay, so you can see how the trend is going upward um, in terms of data volumes, and this explains why data and business analytics is a growing phenomena. One that explains it is the availability of data in large volumes. Okay, and a related phenomenon is the cloud. Okay, so where does actually the data get stored? Okay, if you are using um, a smart watch, that if you give permission, of course, your health data is continuously captured and it is actually getting transmitted to a server which is in the cloud, which you don't see, and of course you do not know those traffic, that kind of data is used in analytics, and the results are sold, say, to another industry like the insurance industry. So there is huge demand for data because data gives insights. Okay, and sometimes data is stolen from you, sometimes data is taken from you with your consent, but you don't know the consequences of it. So that opens the another problem, which is actually data privacy. So the dark side of customer analytics is actually the data privacy, and that is a separate course which I offer, which is cybersecurity and privacy. So there is a bright side, which is business analytics and the potential to analyze data, draw insights, and use that in decision making so that your business perform better or you have better quality decisions, okay, which leads to better business performance. On the other hand, it also depends on what kind of data you use and whether this is personally sensitive data or personally identifiable data, etc., which has consequences for information privacy. Okay? So cloud is another enabler for business analytics because um, if you have to store all this data locally in your own premises, then the cost will be very high. But cloud storage, in particular, particularly the Amazon Web Services, okay, has been used, or it is being used using different business models by leading companies. So the cost and the volume uh, is accounted for thanks to cloud technologies. Okay, so with that as a sort of additional introduction to the course or the background to the course, let me actually introduce you to the course outline a little more closely. So, as given in the course layout, there are two textbooks for the course, which are Han and Camber. This is what is shown in the slide is an old version, but it's a 2023 edition which I have recommended for this course. And the references I have given in the course layout are actually from the 2023 edition, okay? The chapter references I have given. And the other textbook is an introduction to statistical learning. And well, you can buy this book, but the Indian edition is not available. But the PDF you must be able to obtain if you do a Google search. That is a informal information. I don't recommend you to use the PDF, but the authors, they have left a PDF copy online. But this book, the third edition, you may search and find it online, but you don't get the 2023 edition online. Therefore, it is important for the participants to buy the 2023 edition of the textbook. It is a course, and therefore buying the textbook is the responsibility of the participant. Okay, so the NPTEL will not supply you with textbook. I can only provide you information about the textbook. All right. And some other readings that may actually help you. So I've given the cover pictures of these books. Data Mining Techniques. This is a very practical book by Berry and Linoff. It focuses on business problems and much less on algorithms. And this is really good for text, descriptive analytics, and also for queries, for OLAP, online analytical processing, and also for visualization. Okay, so descriptive analytics. Okay, this will be a good box for structured data. Okay, it doesn't deal with unstructured or big data. Okay, this is a fairly new book from the perspective of data science, and this also provides you a lot of good foundation on business analytics and data science. Okay, so some books, and these are reference book I have already recommended for you, because the science of data analysis is actually statistics. Okay, so these are more foundational books which gives you a good foundation on statistics and also on behavioral research. Why is behavioral research important for business analytics? Because you will be dealing with behavioral data or individual data, okay, which is related to individuals' behavior. For example, the RFM is something that we are going to use in customer segmentation: recency, frequency, and monetary value. So I would say these three attributes: recency, how recently a customer has bought; frequency, at what frequency a customer buy or talk if it is telecom; or monetary value, how long you talk or how much you buy, etc. These are three attributes that defines a customer. Now, these are behavioral attributes. These are related to how a customer behaves. So behavior is also related to psychology of individuals. So it is important to understand behavioral data from a behavioral psychology perspective, because at the end, when you get results from your analytics, you also need to interpret. Without interpreting the results, you cannot apply it. Okay? You can blindly apply, but you are actually not following a scientific approach. So therefore, in order to interpret data, in order to interpret results, you should have foundations on behavioral research as well. So all serious students of business analytics, I will strongly recommend these books as reference books. Okay, so those are my slides. So now let me actually stop sharing this, and I would rather take you now to sorry for the delay. Yeah, the course layout. I hope my screen is visible now. Okay. Yeah, so this is a SWAYAM platform. Of course, you are used to this. And here you get brief discussion about what the course is, what are the briefly what are the contents. Okay, so you get an abstract. And now, when it comes to course outline or course layout, you get to see the week-wise schedule. Okay? The week-wise schedule. And it's in addition to listening to the lecture videos and also going through the slides that are used by the instructor, it is also important to refer to the references for that week. Okay, so for example, for week 1, the reading is from textbook 1, which is Han and Others 2023, chapter 1. The chapter on introduction is a reference for week 1. So when you are given assignments, your questions may also come from this particular chapter of the textbook, introduction chapter. Okay, so now there is a question on what are the materials that you receive and what are the materials that you need to procure yourself. Okay, so, or in other words, there are 2 categories of reading materials or reading resources, I would say, or resources that a participant need to use in this course. The first category of resources are resources which are provided by NPTEL. This involves 1, the lectures, the recorded lectures which you access from the platform. Number 2, the slides used by the instructor, which are shared with you, again by the NPTEL platform from time to time. And number 3, you also get transcript, okay? The transcripts of the lectures. Okay? So, or in other words, the audio of a video lecture is transcribed to text, and that is a text that you actually get to read. Of course, you can think of those who have challenges, hearing challenges, would benefit from the transcript. Okay, otherwise, for a normal user, the video lectures are good enough, but additionally, transcripts will be made available. Okay, as far as Swayam platform and NPTEL goes, these are the resources that you get. Okay? Therefore, there are resources other than the provided resources. 1, the textbooks. Okay, as I just informed you, procuring the textbooks is in the scope of the participant. Okay? It is not provided for. Okay, you have to get it. I have already given which are the 2 textbook I use. Okay, and the first textbook by Han and Others, the recent edition, the 2023 edition, is something that you need to procure. Okay? And it's available at a very reasonable price, I think 300 to 400 rupees, if you search in Amazon. Okay? So do search for the textbook in Amazon and or Flipkart or your favorite e-commerce platform, and a better description of the textbook or the citation of the textbook is given at the bottom. You can see that. So of course you have to give the title of the book and the author names properly, and it's the 4th edition, so that you don't make a mistake in getting the right book. Okay, so please buy the book. That is not something that will be provided to you, so I want to stress on that. Okay, and then you can see that from week 2, you have again a reference to chapter 4 of the textbook. Week 3, you can see that it is on databases and queries. So these database tutorials or SQL tutorials are not there in the textbook. So I have given reference to an online free tutorial site for learning SQL online. Okay, so mysqltutorial.org. Okay, SQL is a language which anyone can learn. Okay, so nowadays it's taught at the school level, okay, at the high school level, and therefore this is very fundamental, okay, to learning to work with databases. Okay? So this is an online reference. Okay, so you can make use of this free resource and learn SQL. That is for week 3. So if you get questions on SQL in week 3, It is not from the textbook, but from this resource. And of course, what is taught in the class as well. Okay. And week 4, there are additional resources because these topics are not covered in the textbook. So again, I have given you reference to free online resources on related to, I would say, customer lifetime value. Okay? CLV analysis is something that is taken separately in this course, which is not covered in the textbook. So these two are online resources. Okay. All right. And week 5, again, you have reference to the textbook. Okay. Textbook 2, James and others. Okay. As I said, a PDF of this book, some version of the PDF of this book is available online. So you may like to use that instead of buying the book. But, those who are serious about analytics as a career should buy this book because it's very useful book. So week 6, again, it references to textbook. Week 7, references to textbook 2. So you can see that week 6 refers to textbook 1, week 7 refers to textbook 2. So please refer to the right book when you are learning materials in a particular week so that you perform well in your assignments. Okay. And week 8, okay, week 8 onwards, we are also working on problem solving using Python. Okay. And hence, I have given you specific reference to Python library manuals. Okay. So online Python library manual, the scikit-learn library is what we are going to use in this course. So references are given there. And of course, I know you're all smart. You will learn more than what I have referred in scikit-learn library as part of this course and become experts in Python programming also, or Python libraries. So you can say, you can also see in week 10, I refer to a different online material on RFM, okay, that is Investopedia, like Wikipedia. This is a sort of a finance related site, but fairly authentic site, so you can refer to this material. Otherwise, you have to buy another book, so I'm actually reducing that burden of procuring resources by referring you to online materials as much as possible in addition to textbook. Okay? And I also use a research paper to teach artificial neural networks. The research paper is taken from the Journal of Neurocomputing, I believe, JNC. But fortunately, this research paper is today available online. Okay? And I have given you a reference to download that research paper. Okay? That is what you see in week 11. And week 12, again, uses a different textbook. I'm going to use R programming for text mining. Okay? And I will be using a book written by Silje and Robinson on text mining, tidy text mining. Okay? Unfortunately, the authors again have made the book available online. Okay, so you don't have to buy this book. So I have given reference to this book. Okay, so these are the materials that I will be using in this course. So textbook and other materials is your responsibility, and lectures and slides will be provided by the NPTEL or the SWIME platform. Okay, so book references are given here, and I think some of you asked for potentially sources of data for data mining, analytics, etc. So I have shown data sources here, and so you can see some of them are online data sources, and some of them I will be using as part of the class instruction, to solve problems during the class. So you will come across that data, but you will not be given the data because that is proprietary. But there are other data archives which are available online. For example, University of California, Irvine Machine Learning Repository is a really good resource for data, pilot data sets. Okay, Kaggle is another source for pilot data sets for learning analytics. Okay, now in addition to this, this I have collated a reasonable um, amount of material to learn Python and R. Okay, so in order to support you with learning Python and R, I have provided you references right from getting Python in and Jupyter Notebook. I'll be using the Anaconda distribution of Python in this course. So how to get them installed in your machine, to how to get started with the programming tools, and how to get going. Okay, and there are some additional packages which I'll be using in the course, especially for clustering and decision trees. All that is given here. So in addition, yeah, as I said, I have given you Python learning resources, video resources, books, papers, websites, etc. Okay, this is actually a reasonably good collation of online resources which I benefited from. And I must tell you, nobody taught me programming languages. I learned all it on my own. Okay, so this is an effort, just like you have um, decided to learn business analytics online. I learned it on my own effort through multiple resources. So I'm also sort of summarizing the resources that help me. In a similar way, I have given you useful resources for installing and using R. Okay? And R Studio is what we are going to use as a sort of base software or as a platform, and R will be running from R Studio um, in the last session. Okay, and well, some of you have already asked this question: why not only Python, or why not only R? I don't insist on any particular language. You are free to use any language, any one language if you just want one language. Predominantly, I'll be using Python, but I found text mining more resourceful with R, especially tidy text, and that is why I switched to R. But if you find Python good enough, you can actually stick to Python libraries for text mining as well. Okay, so nothing prevents you from doing that. You can become expert in one and not both. Okay, so you have R learning resources here, and your textbook actually uses R code. The James and others, the second textbook uses R code. And the third is, of course, learning structured query language, or SQL. Okay? So one way to learn SQL thoroughly is to have a database software installed. Okay? There is a database, free database software called MySQL. Okay? Although it is owned by Oracle today, but the software, the basic software, is available for you to download. And then there is a front end, okay, called Workbench, okay, MySQL Workbench, which you can use to create databases, database schemas, and then create tables and load data into it, okay, import data, and then subsequently run queries. Okay? So then you get to understand how database function. Okay? I don't say that you become database experts, but then you understand how to use databases for data analysis, okay, when you go through that, or how to do structured data analysis, not unstructured data analysis. Okay? That is a starting point. So in this course, you will see we deal with databases. So Subisha, my TA, would be giving you database lessons along with data which is stored in MySQL database. And so you get to, it's not hands-on, but you get to see how queries can be used to respond to business questions, okay, especially at a data description level. So these are the resources that are provided along with this course. Okay? So that is what I want to tell you about the course. Now let me turn to some questions that has come from you. Um, and let me try to answer the questions that you have asked. Okay. Now, again, you asked two types of questions. Okay. One type of question is related to which is the date for the final examination, what are the rules, um, how will I get access to the video lecture, everything that is related to facilitation of the course. Okay. um, is a technical question. It's not related to the subject. Okay, so our NPTEL team are constantly monitoring your chat box, and they will be responding to the question. Okay, so these are questions which I will not answer because that is actually related to the platform. Okay, so we will take questions related to the subject. Okay, so let me see what are the subject related questions here. So somebody has asked, Alkesh has a question. Is Tableau software good for a strategic acquisition for business intelligence and analytics? Honest answer is I do not know. Whether a software helps you in strategic acquisition is not a easy question to answer. Tableau is a BI software. The software can be acquired by anyone if you have money, but it depends on how you use the software, what you use the software for, okay, and what kind of data you analyze, what kind of hypotheses or questions you have to test using data on the software, and how the results are useful in strategic acquisition, etc. is a separate exercise in itself. Okay, so sorry, I cannot answer the question because it's a very difficult question, or it's a question at a very high level. Okay. Then there is question about how Python, Tableau, and Power BI can be useful for business intelligence. All of them are actually tools uh, to create business intelligence. Okay, or I would say they enable. I think in the first introductory part itself, I said there are three pillars for business intelligence and analytics. One is the um, the sciences like the computer science and the statistics, etc. Second is the domain, the business problem domain, and third is the technology. Okay, so what you are talking about is this third pillar, which is the technology resources for business analytics. Okay, they do support, and when it comes to analytics analysis tools, there are two types of tools. One is the so-called software menu-driven tools. Okay, a Tableau is menu-driven. The sense SPSS, for example. So SAS, all these are actually menu-driven. So you drag and drop, or you use a menu to choose what you want to do. Okay, you don't write any code. You don't write any instruction. Okay, whereas Python and R are programming languages. So you write instructions. Okay, so the advantage of using a programming language for analytics as compared to this menu-driven tools is that the analyst has more control on what you do. For example, when you give when you choose from one menu option and do some analysis, okay, you do an ANOVA, okay, but you do not know uh, how that ANOVA is done, what instructions or what are the actually uh, steps involved in that is not known to you. Okay, so it's at a very uh, high level. Okay, but a programming language breaks that down into smaller steps. Okay, but when you use a Python library, I'm contradicting myself because you use many library functions. Okay, for a neural network, you may be using a whole library function. Okay, and that function consists of a lot of complex code. You don't have to write all that. But still, in the data preparation is where actually you have more control, I would say, in terms of getting the data, getting it cleaned, and preparing it, and standardizing it. So you go through a lot of steps, and you decide how to do that. Okay, so in my experience and opinion, a programming level tool would be more recommended than a software, a complex software. But in corporations, in big businesses, you have to automate, and when the decision makers have to use certain software, then a Tableau may be more useful because it is more easy to use. Programming means you need some technical knowledge. So power users may like a Python, whereas normal users may like a Power BI or Tableau. That's my explanation. So the other question is, in upcoming weeks, do you provide practical knowledge in this field? Yes, we have some problem solving sessions. So I hope that will satisfy you. Third, Swayam is providing such wonderful courses. Why don't you provide internships? I think Swayam, NPTEL has internship program. So I am sure this question will be answered by our technical team. There is a question about how business analytics can help in alcohol beverage industry growth. Okay. Well, that is a specific domain, business domain. It's a particular industry, the beverages industry. And there are certain applications of analytics which I know in this industry. For example, classifying wines. I think that's a standard problem. If you search for it, you will find it, and there is pilot data available. I think in UC, UCI archive, I think there is data about wine testing. So, if you are very much interested in alcohol-related projects, of course, you can explore further. But I don't have a problem in this course related to this. And then there is a question, how can a fresher who is searching job, one who wants to switch to this field, explore business analytical work to gain knowledge and experience? Okay? If you are a fresher, I didn't understand what is your background, whether it is engineering, sciences, statistics, what's your background. So in any case, you need foundational knowledge in statistics to do this course. Okay? And only then you should credit this course. And subsequently, well, I can't tell you how it will help, but do it and see how it helps. Suppose there is a question, I've been a business analyst for 2 years and have categorically analyzed business by using Excel and SAC analytics. Okay? I have very little knowledge of Python, R, and MySQL. Will I be able to survive in this industry? 100%. If you are determined, you want to be in this industry, you will be. Because when you switch from one tool to another, for example, I started analytics with MATLAB first. Okay? MATLAB M code, okay, which resembles C code, is what I used initially during my PhD days. And subsequently, I used SQL Server, I think 2005, olden days. Microsoft SQL Server had a BI, Business Intelligence Studio, okay, which came free with the database. So it was menu driven, as I said, it was not programming. I used it for some time. And then I started using R. To switch from MATLAB to R was very easy because, the logic or the structure is the same. The specific instruction set may be different. Okay? But it is generally, once you know the language, as how you learn a new language, right? If you know Malayalam, you will learn Tamil fast. And if you know Hindi, you will know Marathi fast. Okay? So there is some common structures among programming languages as well, so it's not difficult. Okay, and now I learned Python, so it's like it's not difficult if you are really having a passion for analytics. The other question, sources of databases and how to choose a wise option for research. I already mentioned this. I have given you certain data sources in the course layout itself, which will be useful for analytics, and some of them will be used in this course. Okay? But if you are working in a professional organization, your own data center and your own database is the source of data. Okay? So we will be discussing a case called Pilgrim Bank. Okay? The case is not given to you, but we will discuss it. Okay? So And in the discussion, you will see how a new manager explored the database of a retail bank to solve a business problem. Of course, not very successfully, but you have data source within your organization that is your own database. Okay, another question. I did BCom. After that, I have been teaching in coaching, but for the last 2 months, I have been learning data analysis from YouTube. My question is, can I do an MBA now or in which specialization? NPTEL. I cannot advise on this because this is more about how you do a course, program, etc. I can only answer questions related to the course. Okay, sorry about it. Why don't you provide notes? Because it's not feasible for us to read books as we are working professionals. Well, I told you what are the resources that is required for the course. Okay, you will also be getting. I think somebody has turned on audio. Please mute your audios. Okay, so you'll be getting transcripts of the lectures. You can treat them as notes, but as working professionals, you get videos, right? You get video to listen to. And I think that's a great facilitation of knowledge, okay? And textbooks, there is no substitute for textbook, okay? So sorry about it. These textbooks are important resources for serious students. But by and large, a lot of online resources are given that will help you, and textbook will additionally help you. Okay, and there is again someone's question on so there are questions related to career, etc. I can't answer this question because it requires a lot more information about you and what you aspire to do, etc. I'm not a career counselor at this stage, and I'm just teaching this course. The prerequisites is business statistics or a basic course on statistics, which is already given. All right. The course uses both Python and R. I think I answered this question already. And due to advent of generative AI, will the techniques we learn in this course be valid in coming years? I do not know. Okay. I do not know much
Sir,
about.
I have a question.
I will come back to you at the end. Is that okay? Let me answer the questions which have come from the chat box. Then I will open it up for questions.
Okay,
Is that
okay.
okay?
No
Okay.
problem.
Okay. Sorry about it. Okay. Due to advent of Gen AI, will the techniques be relevant in future? But any technique use certain science. Okay, foundations are in the science. So you may have large language models, you may have big data, you may have structured data, but these are all analyzed based on certain scientific techniques. Okay? So what you learn as part of this course is the scientific approach to data analysis, which I believe would be useful, okay? Because certain things don't change, no? And certain things change. The environment may change, but the foundations will remain the same. But fundamental changes can also happen, okay, in future, which I can't predict. And at the moment, I see as in the world of practice, what I teach is relevant. Explain the meaning of long tail in data mining. Okay, I think that is explained, the long tail phenomena. And long tail is actually counterintuitive in the sense what you expect is from the 80-20 principle or the Pareto rule is that 80% of revenues would come from 20% of the products. Okay? So there may be other products which may contribute to your business, but only 20%. Okay? 80% comes from 20%. Okay? 20% comes from 80%. That is a Pareto rule. But in e-commerce and digital business, thanks to data or thanks to potential for search, and because real estate is not required to provide this kind of niche products. Okay? A long range, a long range of products and services, okay, are made available, which together, that long tail together, constitute not just 20%, but more than 20%. Okay? Okay. According to Pareto rule, it is 20%. But the long tail contribute, say, 30 to 40% of revenue. So the 80-20 principle is not visible or observable in digital commerce. Okay. And my argument was the long tail was discovered thanks to analytics. Okay, when you analyze data and observe the phenomenon in digital commerce or online commerce, you found that it's not 80-20, it is say 70-30 or 60-40. Okay, the long tail is the long range of products and services that contributes much more than 20% to business. Okay, that's an explanation of long tail. Any old exam papers for practice is available for theory exams. Any project will be working in future classes. Well, this course is offered first time, so therefore there is no such archive. But this is again a technical question as to how NPTEL and SWAYAM makes available old question papers to participants. Okay, so as such, there is no archive available. And one more question: when we work with machine learning and regression analysis, we will gain in-depth knowledge of splitting the data set up in training and testing sets and continuing with analysis. Yes, you will be learning this in one of the sessions as to what are the steps in predictive analytics. Okay, so you train a model and then you also test the models predominantly using cross-validation techniques. So what are the validation techniques that are used, like the partitioning, loose-CV, k-fold. So there are different techniques for validating predictive analytics models. Okay, so you will be learning this in a future session. All right, I think I have answered the questions that has come on the chat box. Now, the platform is open for you to ask me questions. And somebody had started asking a question, so please.
Yes, this is Samo, sir, from West Bengal. And
Yes.
good evening, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And my question is, which types of questions are mainly asked in examination, like final examination in this course? Because, sir, this field is like more like practical field, and one must have experience on hands-on experience. So, can you give me some insight that which types of questions are coming in the next few days, or like in the examination?
Okay. You want the examination question paper, I know.
No, sir, actually not. But I'd like to get some
understood.
insights.
You want to know the pattern. Number one, this will be all questions will be objective questions. So there is no descriptive question in any of the examinations, in assignments or in the final examinations. All will be objective type questions. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So you may be given a problem. Okay, a problem related to, say, analytics. Okay, you will have to work out that problem, but options will be available for you to choose from.
Like MCQ type.
Like an MCQ type. So you will have options available. But sometimes, even if the question is fairly complex or difficult, you will have options available. Because that is a way, that is also the policy, because you know, when you have tens of thousands of participants, we can't actually you know, correctly, or we don't have the resources for evaluation of large number of students. So and this is what we follow. Okay, so
okay, sir, got it.
And when you go through a few weeks, you will understand what are the type of questions that you can expect.
Oh, okay, sir. Because this is still a new field in recent world. Still, data analysis new fields. Like we have not many such idea that how to learn and how to in how to uh, exactly use in the field, practical field like industry, like uh,
Okay.
maybe that
Yeah.
immense is like that. That's why I said.
Okay. Yeah. So hopefully the course helps you. So go through the course, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
K.
please.
Yes.
Good afternoon and good morning from the site.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
please. Actually, I'm coming from Ghana, a student from Amity University. Sir, please, I
Oh,
want
okay.
to ask, how can I
Yes.
also take the examination since I'm not in India?
This is very interesting question. You see, there is a list of examination centers which are given in the Swayam portal. Have you looked at that?
Yes,
The
please.
examinations will be conducted in examination centers. Okay? So you can access online materials from any part of the world, but the final examinations, to the best of my knowledge, has to be taken from this given list of centers. And I'm afraid there is no center in Ghana. You may have to sort of find a place where you can actually take this exam.
Okay, so most of the times my examination be taken from home. I'm a student, I'm a
You
final
cannot,
student of Amity University.
you cannot take the final examination from home. You have to take it from a physical examination center.
But here we don't have examination center, so how am I going to, meaning that I'm already out of the examination, right?
Welcome to India.
As you said?
There was examination centers, to the best of my knowledge, are in India. Maybe NPTEL, if there are people from NPTEL office, they can clarify this question. I am answering this based on my knowledge, but they may have specific knowledge. There are centers outside of India, but I'm not sure.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Please, thank you.
But you're welcome. But please do go through the exam centers which are highlighted in Swayam portal and see if there are any center that you can use.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that, but there's no center. I've joined this site, that was 2018. It's like I'm always just going through all the courses. By the end of the day, I can't write the exam, so I'm just learning it. I'm not getting any certificate after that. So that's why I'm asking if there's any way, or if, because a lot of people here in Ghana too, they want to join the course, but since they cannot write the exams, it's like, yeah, we are just learning it. So if there's a way out, you can help us, or if you can help us by getting a center, then you guarantee that center for us in Ghana, we'll be very, very appreciative for that.
I appreciate your interest and your suggestion also. And very heartening to know that you've been crediting many courses and consistently, and you have a valid point. But I'm not competent to comment on that because I do not know. But I also do not know if there is a future plan to extend the centers outside. Like some of our IIT examinations are now held in other countries as well, the competitive examinations. But NPTEL, I am not competent to answer your question.
Okay.
Thank you.
But sir, please, I would like, if I can get your email, like, I will send a message personally. If that one is allowed.
My contacts?
Yeah, please, either your contact or your contact number, or your WhatsApp number.
Well, my profile is a link to my profile is given in the Swayam platform. You can see, and I have a website, institute website, where my contact details are already given.
Okay, sir. Please, thank you very, very much.
It is there. It is there in the Swayam platform.
Okay, sir. Okay,
All the
please.
best.
Thank you very much. Yes,
All
please,
the
I've seen it.
best. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Ashish. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So my
Hello.
question is that if I want to excel a career in BA, so how much skills I have to learn first for this Python or?
Ashish, can your voice is very faint. Can you actually be louder?
Yeah, sir. I just want to know if I want to build a career in this BA, so how much statistics I learn first for this Python and R programming? Is it necessary to understand mathematics first?
What are you doing currently?
Yeah, sir. Currently, I am working in a chemical sector.
No, what is your background? What is your concern?
Yeah, so my concern is that yeah, as you told us, sir, for Python and these are statistics to cover in these things. So, sir, for how much extent these things will I have to learn first?
Well, the purpose of using R and Python in the course is to analyze data
Okay. Yes.
or to model data. See, if it is a small data set, suppose you have 5 records or 10 records, okay, you don't need a Python or R or SAS or any of the software. Okay, you can work out the solutions manually, correct? But when your
Yes.
size of data grows, okay, you cannot manually do computation. So you need a software, just like you use a calculator to calculate sum, to multiply numbers. You can multiply by hand also, right? If you have to
Yes, sir.
find out what is 450 into 876, okay, you can sit down and multiply, but it is not efficient way. Okay, so as far as this course goes, the purpose of programming is to analyze data or build models and interpret them. You cannot do it manually because the volume of data is too large. Okay? So therefore, it supports. Okay? And I would say, rather than support, it is a part of the problem solving. Okay? Exercise where you define a problem, you variables, you collect data, then finally to build the model and test model, you need software. Okay, and it's very much an integral part of analytics. So if you say, well, can I learn analytics without R programming or Python or any software? I would say no, because as I said, you will be missing one foundation, which is technology. Analytics is built on 3 foundations, didn't I tell you? The business domain knowledge, this knowledge of science like statistics and computer science and technology, okay? Databases, programming, etc. Okay, so all the 3 are important. So you should not get scared by programming. Okay, from a distance, everything looks difficult, but when you come close, okay, you will see that even Python, although it's the name of a snake, but it will be very friendly. You will learn it. Okay? So be in a bit of adventure mode, and why don't you try?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi,
Yes,
my name
P.
is Pallavi. I was just
Okay,
wondering
P for Pallavi.
how much statistical knowledge you would suggest to successfully complete this course. For example, right now I am familiar with random variables and PMF and the binomial distribution and things like that. And even in your week 0 assignment, I was able to answer around 6 out of the 10 questions you have. So is that enough?
Have you learned regression?
No, not
Did
yet.
you learn any inferential technique like
No.
correlations,
So, I know the
test,
correlation coefficient.
ANOVA?
No, none of that. I think that'll be happening this term. So basically, I'm also doing the Stats 2 course from the IIT MBS in Data Science and Applications, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Just don't worry. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah, this is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So, knowing some inferential techniques would have been useful, but it's fine.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Professor.
Good afternoon, Rohit.
Sir, I want to ask being a non-technical background, so how can I prepare effectively for this program? Actually, I'm planning to transition myself into the analytics domain.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have some foundation in statistics?
Yes, basic
Up to
foundation.
what? Like to what level?
I have done the MBA, so
Okay. My question is, are you familiar with descriptive statistics?
no. This.
Are you familiar with mean, median, and
Yes,
mode?
mean, median, mode. Yeah.
Oh, that is part of descriptive statistics. Okay.
Okay.
And are you familiar with analysis of variance, t-test, f-test, distributions?
Yes, t-test here. Distribution.
Okay. Yeah, see, these are all sciences, as I said, statistics are science. So you must learn, you must know that in order to do justice to data analysis, particularly data preparation, interpretation, etc. Okay. So either along with the course, you can learn them. Okay, that is one way. For example, some things, some concepts what is discussed in the course, you don't understand. So we will be discussing regression, but you have no clue what is regression analysis, what are the assumptions of regression, etc. Then you go back and learn it from textbooks or other resources. So alongside, you can learn. If you are a serious learner, active learner, you will learn it along with the course. Since, as you said, you did an MBA, so some business statistics you have learned. And in my presentation, do you recall I suggested two books for you, which are at the foundational level. One is Kerlinger's Foundations of Behavioral Research. Other is Statistics for Business and Economics by Newbold and others. Okay, so these are books I strongly recommend for laying foundations in statistics and behavioral science. Okay, so you can get these books. You are lucky; you may find some copies online. Okay, and use them along with this course so that you learn in the best way.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Professor.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Rishabh.
Good afternoon, sir. It's an honor.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So I had one question. Is there any difference between data science and business analytics, or they are same?
Well, I think in one of the sessions we are discussing this. It may come in week 2. Is week 2 already floated? Okay. I think in week 2, I address this question. What is data science and what is analytics? Okay. So data science view is, the data engineering, data science, and the data-driven decisions. Data engineering is about data storage, and making data available for analytics. Data science is the use of algorithms to address business problems. Okay, and data-driven decision is when a business takes decisions based on data science solutions. Okay? So that is how data science look at this phenomenon. Whereas in analytics, we may not use the terms like data engineering, etc. But essentially, it is also about using statistical techniques or statistics and algorithms to solve business problems. Now, to my mind, they are very similar. But I think the expertise of data science lies in databases as well as in algorithms, because people come predominantly from the computer science community. Whereas in analytics, it may be dominated by PhDs in statistics, or, the sciences are slightly different. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. I think you are all good to go. If there are no more questions, I will close here. Okay. And thank you for signing in for the
Sir,
scope.
sorry,
Yes.
sorry, there is a question, sir. If there is,
Samya. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if there for any question arises due to the course relating to the field, like
Yes.
if I am some problem with that any topic, so can
Yeah.
I contact you through mail or something like that?
Well, see, Samya, you can imagine there are about 10,000 participants.
Yeah, I know that. That's why, sir, I am
So, yeah. Yeah. So we have a structure for handling
Yeah.
this course. So there is a TA, so we have a chat platform. We
Hmm.
constantly scan this and we try to respond to the
Yeah.
questions as and if there are difficult questions, it come to me. But
Yeah.
at answering questions through other channels would be
Hmm.
a challenge because
Yes, sir, I know that.
we
I
have
very much know that.
limited resource. Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope you understand. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sir.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Sorry for disturbing.
Okay. Yes. Who is this? P?
I'm Saurabh,
No.
sir.
Saurabh. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I want to ask that, like, we are going through the two pillars of business analysis in this course, right? Like, we are going through science and technology.
Hmm.
But what should we read or to gain knowledge of domain?
Well, there is no shortcut to it. Okay, this is you're asking like how to know the world of business and what problems they face. Okay, now so typically in data science initiatives of organizations, which I am familiar with, they have someone who is experienced in analytics as well as in some business domains, not in all business domains. Somebody will be leading. And then, of course, engineers or computer scientists join there. They'll be good in technology, they'll be good in algorithms, but they may not know business domain well. So that is something that they learn in practice, it's like learning by doing, oftentimes.
Yeah, actually, sir, this is sorry.
As far as this course goes, I will be presenting or we will be addressing certain problems of business, say related to marketing, related to targeting, for example, or capital markets, how to forecast stock prices. So these are all problems drawn from different domains because it gives you some slice of how these problems, where these problems are, etc. But as I said, nobody hires you because you know all business. You may be good in some domain. If you have worked in that domain, then you can actually learn the other pillars and then build. So typically what I see is in order to be good in analytics, you should be good in at least two pillars. Okay? Third pillar is something that you can build over a period of time. But
Okay.
if you, so say being good in databases, being good in algorithms, business knowledge is something that you can acquire when you work as a consultant along with others and slowly you pick up. Okay? But if you may be really good in business knowledge, you may also be good in statistics, but you don't know, say, programming, okay? As some people are actually saying. This course is an opportunity for you to learn programming so that you make up for that particular gap. Okay? So nobody is God, and nobody is good in everything. Okay? We are all human. We all learn. So the purpose of this course itself is to fill some of those gaps so that you build your competence.
Okay, sir. Actually, there are too many domains, so literally, a fresher is confused that which domain should we choose or like that.
Yeah. There is no such recommendation. Every business domain has problems which can be addressed through business analytics. Okay. Maybe at the end of the course, you might get a better understanding.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
I think the one who asked about outside India options for exam center is still present. I think I received an information that for exam centers there is an option outside India. Okay, and that is an option she or he could explore to explore exam centers outside of India. So there is a form available for filling. Is K available? Someone asked from Ghana asked this question. I think he has left. I think I disappointed him. All right. If there are no more questions, we will close it here.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Swati?
Yeah. So, sir, is there we are going to work on any live projects in coming classes, or would you suggest me from where I can take an help to build a project to showcase in the resume after the completion of the course? So it will help my resume to gain the more importance, I can see. So any
See,
suggestion? Yeah.
Swati, see, as far as the course goes, there is no live project. Okay? And there is no such thing as live problem solving. Okay, live means what is currently going on. Okay, so a real problem. Okay, what I will demonstrate is the past. Okay, I don't say dead problems. Problems of that kind are still there, but the data is from the past. Okay, historic data. Using that, we will be demonstrating how those problems can be solved using data. Now, if you are interested in live learning projects, it will be your initiative to establish contacts with industry and get such and similar data and work on that. In addition, I have given you sources of data. Okay? I explained it a while ago. What are some sites like Kaggle? Kaggle comes out with analytics competitions. So you may get access to some real life data, pilot data set to participate in those competitions. So those references are given in your course outline, course layout. So refer to the course layout and look at the data sources that I have given there for accessing data. Okay, UCI archive for machine learning. So these sites actually provide you data sets, but they may not be live projects as such, but they give you real world problems.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I think this is lunch time for everyone. So thank you for joining today, and I wish you all the best in the coming weeks. So we will be meeting at least once a month. So you can of course send your questions on the chat box, and during the live meeting next time, of course, if there are still problems, I will address that and review your going in the next meeting. Okay, wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.